Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. We are going to be talking spider monkeys. That's right, we're going to take a look at this Southern Grind spider monkey, which just happened to have been an exclusive from USA made blades and graciously loaned to us by, yep, our good buddy Zach Stuff. That's why the Zach Stuff sticker is right where it's at. We got a couple other ones on the table here, of course, but we threw that one out special, saying thanks to Zach for letting us check this one out. So like I said, now if you're going to be looking for this one, guys, or if you might want to try to find one, it's going to be a secondary market type of knife. That's just the way it is. You know, these exclusives, they kind of go a little bit quickly, but Zach knows I like red. And he asked me, hey, have you really ever checked out a spider monkey? And I hadn't. He's like, well, I got just the one for you. And he most certainly did. But anyway, red G10, as I said, got the spider monkey there on the pivot. Now, you will notice one thing, that this is proprietary hardware. And now you will have to purchase the tool if you want to take it apart. Hopefully, if you would find one of these on the secondary market, the person selling it to you maybe might have the tool, maybe not. You never know. But there you go. Lanyard Hole. Definitely, since this is a Zach Stuff knife, as Zach always says, Lanyard fans rejoice. So, very cool. Open construction, which I do like. Now, this is where we're going to get to the interesting part, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more for sure. But this, you got a really short little stubby clip on this guy, and yeah, it's a very, very interesting. It stands off the G10 there, the scale, but yeah, it's interesting. I'll tell you what. But I don't know if you can notice there, but check out that G10 up here. You know, it's pretty smooth for the most part, but as it moves back, look how the texturing and the milling on the G10 gets a little bit more, for lack of a better word, aggressive the further you go back. I think that's pretty cool. I haven't seen that a lot on knives, but you know, it's usually, you know, the same all the way back. But this one, man, it gets almost like a rib cage. It's kind of cool. I do dig that. Dual thumb stud deployment on this one. Centering. Yep. You're pretty much right on as far as centering goes. Action. Flips right out. Now, it's definitely not a super drop shutty knife, and I just talked about that with the Kisljar Supreme the Whisper that I just reviewed here very recently. You're probably saw that one yesterday if you're watching this one. But, excuse me, you know, that's not a bad thing right now. I think my thumb needs a rest, but they don't all need to be drop shutty, at least in my book. They don't. But as you can see there, let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see that. It is running on phosphor bronze washers. Action. I mean, it flips out just fine. Kick it out with the thumb. Doesn't really need any extra oomph or anything like that. Just a good kick, and it comes open. Blade, stonewashed. S35VN, definitely liking that. Made in the USA, always a good thing. There you go, S35VN. It's a really nice looking knife. You do have some jimping kind of on the spine of the blade, as you can see. Terrific. But you do have a ramp, but then look, that spine just kind of drops off. I found that very interesting. You know, that you definitely don't see a lot, where you have the ramp and then it just drops. But yes, it definitely does. But I tell you what, that jimping works out pretty well. Plunge looks really good. Definitely not going to want to use that as a finger rest, because you definitely will get bit by that blade. All right, let's see. Spec time. What do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 7 1/4 fully open. Handle length, you're looking at right about 4, maybe just a hair over. Your blade, there again, is roughly about 3 1/4 with a cutting edge. I mean, you're sitting right at that 3-inch mark as far as cutting edge. So, you know, laws, cutting edge restrictions, you know, that might work for you. Obviously, that's not legal advice. I don't, you know, I really don't know the laws in your state, so it's just one of those things. But just want to throw that out there. Grip length, you're looking at about 3.5 on the grip length. If I lay my hand, natural grip, it definitely is a full 4-finger knife for me, but I do not have much left over. So nope, not a lot left over for sure. But feels good, locks in really well. Let's see, size comparison. PM2 is definitely a bigger knife. Yeah, you definitely got it. Blade, you've got it. Handle, yeah. PM2 is definitely quite a bit bigger. Well, not quite a bit, I guess, but it is bigger. Bug out, there you go. Now, as far as length goes, bug out's a pretty decent comparison. Probably just a little bit of an edge goes to the Spider Monkey. So if we do what we do sometimes and we bring out, let's see, we'd probably make a, well, yeah, there you go. There's a Spider Monkey sandwich. That kind of works. It kind of works. Or a bug out sandwich, however you want to look at it. Anyhow, let's get a weight on it. Let's see here. Oh, come on, scale. Cooperate. There we go. Ounces, what are we looking at? 3.2. So it's a decent sized knife, but it's got a really good weight to it as far as I'm concerned. 91 grams, definitely. We're going to check out the carry real quick, but let's see. No, it doesn't have a whole lot of milling going on, does it? There's a little bit. Is it? I mean, when I say a little, I mean very little. There's a couple of spots there that you can see there are milled, but not much. Not a bad weight for that knife, though. Not at all. Let's look at our carry, and then we'll definitely talk about that pocket clip a little more. Now, as you saw there, this, you're definitely going to need some thicker material like jeans, because as you can see, that pretty much slides around. If I let go of this, it's going to fall off this. My jeans, I didn't have an issue with my jeans at all. It held in pretty nice. Definitely not overly deep carry. I mean, you're looking at 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch out of your pocket. But while we're talking about it, let's talk about it. Not really crazy about this clip. And like I said, not for the retention or in and out of the pocket, but in grip. Ergonomically, that clip is not a friend of mine. Not at all. It gets me right there. I mean, you can tell where that turned up spot gets me. Not liking it. Not liking that. But you know what I did? I'll show you. I took this clip and put it on here. Now, probably should have went with the mini deep, but I was just like, I'll give it a shot. Guys, this clip on this knife, yeah, I was digging it. I was digging it quite a bit, actually. Now, this clip is a little bit, I would say it's a little bit too long for this knife, but it made it even deeper carry. And in the grip, much better. Much better. Because, I mean, you pretty much got this flat surface. Even though it does sit up a little bit, much better. Because this portion was not what was bugging me. It was this portion. Yes. This clip worked terrifically. Used it, carried it. I carried it both ways just to see. But I know Zach suggested, he's like, hey, try a Benchmade clip. I was like, okay, sure. And it does work. You only use 2 screws, vice the 3 here, but works just fine, fits just fine, screws on terrifically, And in my opinion, it worked out really, really well. Now, like I said, probably should have went with the mini just because this one's a little big for the size of the knife, but worked great and I liked it. Overall, everything else about the knife, I dig it. I'm digging the Spider Monkey. Everything is chamfered really, really nicely. Feels really good. Done really well. Like I said, I kind of like the way this kind of comes back and you actually start to get some texturing back here. It makes it easier to pull out of the pocket, so on and so forth. Ergonomically, other than the clip, it feels really good. It certainly does. I like the blade shape. I like the stonewash on the blade. Action, like I said, it's not going to be super drop shutty, but little flip with the thumb, comes right out. Initial drop, close it down, you're good to go. As far as the price on these guys, like I said, it's going to be a secondary market knife, so that really, for the most part, is a moot point because it's basically going to be what you and a seller agree to. You know what I mean? So when they were new, I'm not 100% sure what they were selling at when they were new. I think they were over 200 though new. I'm pretty sure they were. But like I said, it's a secondary market knife, so price, yeah, that's going to be one of those things where it's what two people agree on type of situation. Other than that, I really dig it. And I'm really, really glad that Zach, my buddy Zach Stuff, Mr. hashtag DSKFS, do something kind for someone himself. Really, really appreciate him loaning me the Spider Monkey to check out, for sure. And of course, you know that I appreciate you guys checking it out with me as always. Guys, remember to like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. And until next time, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.